45 minutes later, I find myself where these commoners live. How degrading. You got this, Blake. There's no way she can turn you down. Besides, I've got the charm, good looks, and an offer she can't refuse. I exit my car without the file and head towards the brown front door of the blue house. I'm about to knock when I hear a voice behind me. Who the hell are you? A bit startled, but playing it cool, I turn around to see a young, slim woman, bronze skin, wearing a cream dress I bet was specially made to hold her curvy body. Her hair is in tight curls in an updo afro with a flowered hair scarf wrapped around the hairline. Damn. I am Blake Smith, and who might you be? I inquired, taking a step closer to her. That's none of your business. Now tell me what you're doing here. She snaps at me full of attitude. Ooh, this has got to be the cousin, Ava. There's no way the pastor would carry herself like that. I came to speak to Isabella, so will you be there, Ava, and go fetch her for me? With daring eyes, she takes several steps towards me until we are mere inches away from each other. Fetch her? Little boy, know your place. My ego should be feeling a little bruised right now. After all, she just called me a little boy. And my charm seems to have no effect on her. Yet I find myself attracted to her. She walks away and begins knocking on the door, which soon opens, revealing another young woman who is dressed completely differently from Ava. But she too has an attractive body, probably better than Ava's. I don't know. Somehow, a woman who is fully dressed always has my mind more curious to find out her secrets. Ava, who is this? The woman questions. I don't know. Some creep named Blake Smith. And he wants to talk to you. Ava tells her cousin. Ava then asks her, are you good out here alone with him? Or do you need me to stay? Isabella looks at me before answering. No, I'm fine. Nice seeing you, Ava, I say, but she dismisses me with a flick of her hand before disappearing inside the house. Mr. Smith, to what do I owe this visit? Isabella asks. She walks towards me and we both stand beneath the moonlit, starry sky in the mosquito-infested air. I smile. Is she always like that? I say, pointing towards the house and still thinking of Ava, who definitely has me intrigued. Isabella does not respond. All right. You are a woman who likes to go straight to business. I like that in a woman. I look at her, turning on the charm, but she continues to look at me unmoved, apparently unimpressed. What is it with this family? Why isn't my charm working on them? You refused the offer I made through one of my agents, but I came to issue a new one that you won't be able to resist. Her calm expression turns into a stern, serious one. Like I told your friend, My answer is no, she said firmly, turning away. That's when I shout, I'll give you whatever you want. Land, money, anything. Anything you please. She turns back. I got your attention now, huh, you bugger? I continue. I'm sure you want to get out of this hellhole. I can make that happen. Just think about the money I can give you to take care of your grandma's medication. The strings I can pull to get your lovely cousin out of that menial bartendering job. And you'll be free to live your life however you want. You just name the price and it's yours. And I'll still throw in 2 acres of land to build your little church. Am I seeing a change? She actually looks amused. See, everyone can be bought with a price, even a pastor. Mr. Smith, she begins. You can call me Blake. Blake, we both know a big corporate man like you never takes no for an answer. And you may think anyone can be bought, but I go by a different principle. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. Proverbs 22, verse 1. No need to quote the Bible for me, okay? We are just having a civilized conversation between 2 adults. I blurted out angrily. I quickly regained my cool, but she is as calm as ever. What is it with these people quoting the book? For heaven's sakes. Yeah. My mother did the very same thing, and look how her life turned out miserable. And she died such a tragic death. Would a God who claims to be so merciful and full of love cause people to suffer throughout their lives and watch wars upon wars happen? When will they learn? He doesn't exist. He's just a made-up character like Superman and the rest. Let me explain something to you. She starts again. I'll break it down in terms that you may understand. There is no amount of money, land, or anything else you can offer me that will convince me to move that church. God's church, may I remind you. Now, have a blessed night, Blake. She looks at me with a slight smile and strides away. Without warning, I snap. When last you spoke to your dad? Something tells me never. Her body freezes. I hear he left you, dropped you on this very porch like rubbish for your grandparents to mind because he couldn't bring himself to look at the one thing that reminded him of his dead wife. I was beginning to think I couldn't break down this woman, but I think I've got her now, and I'm about to prove that I can. How does it feel to be the reason for your mother's death? How does it feel to be the reason your mother is dead? Slowly, showing no emotion or sign of being intimidated, she turns to look at me. Prove your deadbeat father wrong, that you can be great. Show the world that your mother's death wasn't in vain. For heaven's sake, don't make her roll in her grave because you're living a life full of regrets and boredom. I pile it on, trying to get her to budge. just the fact that you want that piece of land to do with only God knows makes me even more determined not to give it to you. I don't care how much you're offering. By the way, let me assure you, I don't consider my life boring, not in the least. The answer is still no. And with complete composure, she turns and walks away. You're going to regret this! I yell, feeling the sting of rejection. She swings around again and says slowly and so calmly, the worst person to mess with is one who intercedes on her knees. So when you're coming, come good. That excerpt came from the book The Church is on the Move. The chapter I read from was called Warning, Don't Mess with an Intercessor. Yeah.